if I start dating someone and they ask to hear my music,
Hmm.
like straight away, I'll say like, no, like you can't hear any of my songs until we know each other properly because
Right.
it's like a cheat. It's like a cheat code for them to. It's like giving them my diary and letting them read it when
Yeah.
I know nothing about
What is
them. You
going
know.
on? Welcome to Ruu's Room, where we get into the nitty gritty of the artists and creatives in the Australian scene. I am Ruu, aka the Culture Black Kid, and today we have Nardean. She is an Egyptian Australian singer, a rapper, producer, currently based in the UK. Just released her latest project, The Remedy. Nardean, how are you doing? Like for real, for real. How are you doing?
Oh, that's for real, for real.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, for the most part, I think like I'm grossing good.
Okay.
If we're going profit and loss, I'm grossing good.
Hmm.
It's definitely been moving country is not for the faint-hearted, that's for
Mm.
sure. There's been some challenging moments, uh, but I feel really happy to have the EP out, and the response has been amazing. Um, so yeah, for the most part, I'm up for the most part.
Yeah, for sure. And that's good. That's good. Obviously, like I just mentioned in the intro, moved to the UK. How was the culture shock of, actually moving? Have you been to the UK prior to the release?
Yeah, I'd
To move? Sorry.
I'd been here. I'd been here last year. I came over summer for a few weeks.
Hmm.
Uh, honestly, like the culture is pretty similar to Australia in a lot of
Hmm.
ways. Like when I first got here last year to visit, I said that London felt like Sydney on steroids
Mm.
because, you know, Australia, what we know of Australia is a British colony. So there's a lot of kind of similarities. Um, but it is, everything moves a lot faster, and I'm somehow so busy here as well. Um, people can be a bit colder. Aussies are very friendly,
Hmm.
which I'm noticing. Um, but you know, you just kind of everything takes time,
Of course.
um, and we're making it work.
For sure. For sure. And that's good. That's good. Adjusting. I lived in the US for a year when I was studying. So um I get, you might understand a place from like going there prior, but until you're actually living there, it's like, oh wow, okay, I wasn't sure how things moved. Oh, in this way, but also noticing the similarities, and especially seeing as Australia is a, I guess, descendant of the UK, to put it in a very
Yeah, yeah.
broad way. Um, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And how's your 2023 been just in general, to ask a cliche question?
Exciting. Lots of new stuff.
Mm.
Uh, lots of new stuff happening. I feel like I'm really stepping into. Yeah, you mentioned producer when you introduced me, which is
Mm.
exciting that people are calling me a producer now. Because I think for a long time there, like I started making beats last year,
Hmm.
just kind of messing about a bit, not really, not really calling myself a producer. Um, but this year I've been, you know, I've done my first sessions as a producer with an artist in the room while
Hmm.
I'm producing.
Hmm.
And I'm like, cool, I'm officially a producer now. So that feels really exciting. And I just feel like I've really, you know, the older I get, the more I sink into myself more and just
Mm.
feel really comfy to be who I am and to make the music I want and to, um, yeah, just own it and be confident.
No, for sure, for sure. And I'm glad that you're getting even more comfortable with that. I think that was one of my favorite things when I was, writing my review for the project and looking through the credits and seeing how many of the songs you produced. And it's not even like co-produced, like solely produced. And it's like, yo, that's fire. Especially again with the sonic palette of the project, and how I've described it. And go check out my review
Mm.
if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
Well, that one was interesting because so the way it worked with the remedy, like a lot of the tracks were already, but not all of them, but a lot of them
Hmm.
were already written beforehand. With
Hmm.
I'd written them with producers in the room,
Right.
and then so I had like you know the demos are all kind of electronically produced, but then we had the idea of doing it with the band, um, and so for some of them it was about you know rearranging them to suit a band sort of thing. And then the ones that are just me, it was like, yeah, I had the idea, like I wrote the chords or whatever, and I didn't, like, I just said it was so awesome having a band, and I just be like, okay, these are the chords, Casper, like, can you play these chords like Robert Glasper would or something? And then with the drummer I'd be like, cool, this is the groove, can you do like a rim shot or whatever? And like for the bass player, I was like sending him all these, like I was sending him like 1/4 as a reference for the bass on his like electric bass, being like, can you play this on your electric bass? So it's kind of different with that. I wasn't like in the computer producing them per se. I mean, obviously I was there when it was mixed and stuff, but it was producer in kind of like in the old sense, where like you'd get a bunch of musicians in and tell them what you wanted them to play, which was so dope.
For sure. Nah, that would have been an amazing experience. And again, like I said, I love the project personally. And I highly suggest anyone out there listening to make sure you go check it out. Now with this interview show, I'm not sure how familiar you are with it. What I like to do, as I said in my opening speech monologue, that we get into the nitty gritty. I don't ask so tell me about your latest project type questions, trying to get to know you a little bit more as a person, even an artist. And through that, one of the first things I usually do is, if you were here in Australia, specifically Sydney at this current moment, I would have hit you up and said, hey, if there is a sentimental location that you have around, then it will be dope to shoot it there. So obviously, we're, across the waters, but if there was a sentimental place that you could have chosen to shoot this interview at, where would it have been?
Offbeat Studios for sure. That was my studio. Back in Sydney. I shared a room with Chelsea Warner. Shout out Chelsea Warner. And yeah, and I think you're at Offbeat now, and it's just like it's just such a loving community vibe. Jana and Drew, who run that space, there's like 6 studios or something, and then a spot out the back for live shows. Jana and Drew, who run it, Jana's my A&R at Elephant Tracks, and Drew engineered, mixed and mastered the whole project. So that's so it's all fam,
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Offbeat, the goats. Shout out to Jana, Drew. If you're looking for a space to go record, 100% go hit up Offbeat.
100%.
Yeah. It's a great community over there. But yeah, no, for sure. I shot my one with Chazza there. He shouted you out on that, and how
I did see that. Yeah.
You guys became, friends through that. So yeah, Offbeat seems to be a amazing place for artists to come. And again, like I said, great community. Okay. Dope. And it's funny enough, because me and you met at Offbeat just over a year ago. I think it was no, they weren't doing jam nights then, but I think it was at something, and you were in the studio, and I quickly said hi and showed you a track, and it was light. It wasn't anything dramatic, but I remember. Yeah. So that's our little moment, but hopefully next time we're in the same room we can chop it up a little bit more. But that's all right. We're here right now. To continue on the getting to know each other, or getting to know you a lot more train. My next question to you is, what percentage of yourself do you think your circle really knows about you?
Ooh. Like my tight circle? I'm pretty I have some really deep friendships, and we go deep, like deep. I would say like 95%.
Okay.
I have that's one thing about me for sure, is like I really value my friendships. And I think that life's better when because like so much of the stuff we don't share because of shame, because we think if I really show someone, like you get ashamed to share the shadow. But if you can bring the shadow into the light, it just makes your life so much easier, So I definitely, and I really value having people around me who I can go there with. So yeah, I'd say like 95. Probably
Nice.
one person who it's like 100%.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm.
And of that percentage, how much do you think you've shared in your music so far?
Whew. Maybe like 80%.
Okay. That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, you've heard, like, I
Mhm.
definitely say some shit.
For sure.
I'm not
For
afraid.
sure.
Yeah. Like it's a diary to
Mm,
me.
for sure.
Yeah.
Does it feel like, again, another cliche question alert, like writing's like cathartic, get stuff off your chest
Of
and
course.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. In fact, like I feel like my music is so personal that if I start dating someone and they ask to hear my music,
Mhm.
like straight away, I'll say like, no, like you can't hear any of my songs until we know each other properly because
Right.
it's like a cheat code for them to it's like giving them my diary and letting them read it when
Yeah.
I know nothing about them.
That's really interesting. And you know, especially for artists like yourself who really bare their soul, like I never really thought about that when it's like comes to, especially in the dating world. It's like, no, like I know you know I'm an artist, but no, you're not hearing anything. Like you
Not
gotta
yet,
wait.
no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
no, that's an interesting way. But okay, cool. 80%, 80%. Dope. Well, hopefully through this next part, which is the main part of this, we can get to know a little bit of that, some of that percentage. And what I have asked Nardean to do is to do a little homework, do a little gathering of items and memories for a show and tell, take it back to primary school days. And if we don't have the item, at least we'll have a dope story with it. So yeah, let's get into that right now. And my first question to you is, what is something that represents who you are as a person?
Can you see
Oh,
that?
yes, I can. That's hard.
There we go.
That's hard. I like that.
So this was from the initially which I shot a music video for Execute.
That song.
That thank you.
That was one of my favorite songs of last year.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
So when we shot the music, we ended up not going with that music video
Mm-hmm.
because it just the way it came out, it didn't feel right. But the amazing team who did the video and the set and everything, they built like it was all like kind of business themed. And they built this for me to put on my desk in the music video. So Nardean CEO, like a plaque on my desk. And even though we didn't use the music video, I still like I brought this with me from Sydney and I have it in my room sitting
No, for
there.
sure. For sure.
And it's like, yeah, because for me it's always like, yeah, I am the CEO. I get shit done.
No, for sure. For sure. As you should. As you should. Do you have any, outside of your music, any business ventures that you would love to get off the ground at some point?
I've always had this vision of opening like an art school space in Western Sydney, kind of like street university. Yeah, something like that in the West. Yeah, to give back to the community.
For sure. And we need more spaces like that out here. Shout out to Street Uni, because Street Uni do amazing things in the community.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's definitely something that's sorely needed, especially in Western Sydney. But yeah, dope. I love that. All right, number 2. What's the last sentimental gift that you received from someone?
Oh my God. Okay, this is the cutest thing in the world. I'm gonna read it for you. So this is from my housemate, who I'm in a share house now. And so the night before the EP dropped, I had a listening party in London, and I invited a bunch of people and also my housemates. And one of my housemates couldn't make it. And then a couple of days later, I walk into my room and she'd left this on my bed. So so she's left me like warm socks because I keep complaining about how fucking cold it is in this country. But then she left me this beautiful note as well. She goes, Nardean, this week was very special for you. I'm sorry I couldn't be there at your album release, but I heard it was amazing. And Andrea played me some of your songs in the kitchen. Andrea's another housemate, played me some of your songs in the kitchen today, and that really proves you're ready to boom as a famous singer. You're a talented one, and I'm so proud to have met you. I hope you enjoy the cold season here, and these socks today reminded of you. So it's a modest gift from me. Love from Patricia.
That's dope. That's amazing.
It's so sweet. Like, and I literally, like, I've known this girl for like a month or two, you know, like it was so sweet.
No, for sure.
So yeah, that's a gift.
No, that's really nice. That's really nice. And
so sweet, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And again, like you said, for someone who you've only, I guess, recently just been known / been living with, like it really shows that, you know, when you're in a space with someone and, you know, really interacting with them, and you just how much you can get to know someone on a, you know, a really deep level. And, you know, also just the kindness of people to really go out of their way to be like, hey, like, I'm so sorry, but you're doing amazing. I know, you know, we've only known each other for this period of time, but you're destined for greatness. And, you know, it's so simple what words can do. And
yeah, it was, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
for me, it just shows like I really believe in people, you know, and I really try and stay positive and look for the good. And I feel like it gets proven to me over and over again that people are sweet and people are kind. Yeah, which I love seeing it around me.
For sure. So that's a really nice message, and, you know, shout out to them. Shout out to them for sure. Okay, number 3. What's the first most important piece of equipment that you ever bought or received?
So this one, I'm just going to tell you what it is.
Of course.
But Logic Pro Logic Pro X. Buying Logic changed everything for me because it just leveled up my whole creative process, because so learning to use Logic meant that my songwriting process was different. You know, I started recording myself and coming up with ideas, and then I recorded all the vocals on my last EP, not on the Remedy, the one before. Recorded all of those vocals myself, and then learning to record myself and just spending so much time in Logic meant that I learned how to use it anyway, which is what led me to start making beats. So just Logic Pro X and it's 300 Australian dollars for a lifetime membership.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's just, yeah, it's Logic Pro X is it.
I concur.
That's definitely the one for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a fellow Logic user as well. And Logic is great. Is there a DAW that you will be like, nope, you've seen other people using, you're like, nah, I'm staying away?
No, none. I actually really want to learn Ableton now that I'm making more beats. Like, I'm like, I have to learn Ableton. I'm pretty good with just picking up computer programs. Like, I'm kind of nerdy like that. So I kind of know how to use Ableton already, but I just need to like bite the bullet and fuck my workflow for a bit while I learn how to use it. Yeah, for
sure. Put a couple reps in just to figure out what the similarities and the differences are.
Yeah,
no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Now, shout out to Logic.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. What's an object from or that represents one of your favorite gigs or sessions?
So because I'm here in London, I didn't bring that much stuff with me, but I'm actually going to shout out these fairy lights. So they're a new addition to my room. I bought them for the listening party that I had in London last week, and I sung a few songs live as well at the listening party, but I think what they represent is that I always go above and beyond. So for this listening party, I made like 7 lyric videos. I bought all these fairy lights for the studio so that it looked nice. You know, I just like did all this extra stuff that I didn't need to do, but I think really set the vibe and made it a magical night.
Yeah, nice. And again, it's, you know, those things that an artist will do to, you know, make it stand out from the rest of it, rather than just having it, you know, a little just party and just, you know, let me play the songs, which is nothing wrong with, you know, I did that for myself earlier in the year but when you really got the resources, and you're really like, nah, I really want to make this super special, then yeah, it's amazing what an individual can do with, you know, just a little bit of resource, a little bit of time, a little bit of creativity. And
it wasn't just, I shout out, like I had a lot of help on the night as well. Shout out to I'm so surprised at how many friends I have in London now. Because I just had so many people in that room like helping, because these fucking fairy lights got so tangled as they were trying to put them up, and there was like 7 people in the room trying to like untangle them. I'm like, how do I know so many people who were willing to help me? It was amazing. I was so grateful.
Nah, dope. Is there a initial friend that you made there that like really kicked off the journey that, you know, you would love to, you know, maybe shout out at this moment?
I'd say probably Shaq was like an initial friend that I made. He works at Pirate Studios, which is where I did the listening party. Shaq helped me as well organize it. But yeah, he was really he just, and he seems to know a lot of Australians as well. So yeah, he just seems to be a little like London Aussie connect. So shout out Shaq.
No, for sure. And shout out to everyone else who, you know, helped.
Shout out to everyone else.
Of course. And finally, number 5, what is something that represents your dreams, aspirations within your field?
Okay, so I have this vinyl. Do you know the record?
Hiatus
Coyote, Mood Valiant.
Yes.
Again, the only vinyl I brought with me from Australia. The reason I picked this is that something that's really important to me as an artist is to make something completely myself and something fresh and unique, and for when people to hear it to be like, whoa, I've never heard anything like this. And I feel like Hiatus are the perfect example of that. Like, but the first time I heard them, I remember it so clearly. I was stoned, which I don't do anymore, but I was stoned. I was at this guy Jordan's house, and I heard the music, and my face melted off my body. Like, it was, I was like, what the actual fuck is this? So now, like, now having this here is just a reminder of, like, their music is so completely them. And it's just a testament to, and, you know, Drake sampling them, the Carters are sampling them, Anderson .Paak is sampling, like they're all nominated for Grammys and stuff like that. And it's just a testament to like what can happen when you make music completely yours. So that's my aspiration.
For sure. I totally get what you mean. It is definitely one of those things, again, with identity, like what I said regarding the fairy lights as well. You know, showing yourself fully and who you are as an artist, as opposed to, you know, maybe copying, or, you know, you can take in, you know, elements here and there of, you know, the favorite artists or people you look up to, but really making your identity the strength of your artistry is what allows you to be at a level that a Hiatus Coyote and, you know, other individuals who you're like, oh yeah, it's distinct, I know their sound, I know their brand. So yeah, definitely a aspirational album, for sure. Yeah, no, nice. And do you have a record player, or is it pretty much just sitting there just?
No, I play it on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
I play it on Spotify, and I just look at the vinyl.
No, that's fair. I got a big vinyl collection that I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna keep buying more of these. And I got a record player, but Spotify is where I'm going.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Okay, we've got a couple more questions left, but before we get into that, it wouldn't be a Ruu interview if I didn't play a quick little game, because I love games.
Oh shit. Okay.
So what I'm gonna get you to do is you are gonna build your ultimate collab track. So posse cut. It has to be Aussie artists. you have 4 artists that you got to put on it. You can include yourself, but if you want to just exec the track, you can also do that. You have to choose one producer and you have to choose one videographer.
Okay. Oof. Okay. All right. So for producer, like, I'm sorry, but I've worked with her so much already, but she's just the fucking best. I'm going with Chelsea Warner. I'm gonna say, okay, this would be so sick. All right, so I'm gonna be on it. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be a girl. I want JMs on there from 1-4.
Okay.
And then you know what? I'm gonna go with Jana Beth as well. I feel like she would slay. That quadruple. I don't know. I just feel like it would be strange and so interesting to see what happened if the 4 of us were on a track.
What style would you go with that?
I'd go hip hop, like not like a bit slower, a bit of a storytelling sort of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a videographer that you want to go with?
Oh, I'd go Slippin'.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
So we got yourself, A Girl, Jana Beth, JMs from 1-4 over Chelsea Warner production with Slippin' on the video. I feel like you're like, whoa, that was my picks.
Yeah. I mean, YOLO. That's how you make cool art, you know? You put together things that wouldn't normally go together.
For sure. And that's what I love about the question, because, you know, every single answer is always completely different. And, you know, the random people that everyone brings in. It's so fun. But okay, dope. Well, we'll see if that track eventuates at some point. Yeah. Okay, couple of questions. So, what is a personal moment that stands out to you that has impacted your music in a certain way?
I mean, so many. So many. There was one time I was playing a gig at the MCA, on the rooftop at the MCA, and I was singing the song Nothing Matters, and I look in the crowd and there was a girl with like tears rolling down her face, and yeah, I just talked to her afterwards, and she said she'd been having a bad day and she really needed to hear that. And I remember just like feeling like, wow, you know, to see that like the things you sung moved somebody that much. It just felt, wow, you could really do some good with this thing, you know? Yeah.
No, for sure. And you know, evoking emotion is one of, you know, the things that I love about music in a first place, whether it's happy or sad or you know, hype, relaxed. So I can totally understand, especially, you know, your song and your words that you wrote impacting someone and being like, wow, like if this is what I can do, especially with a first song, like the sky's the limit from there. No, whilst you know it's sad that, you know, they were having a bad day and they had to you know, they felt that way, but you know, it's also a bit of sweet moment, because it's like I'm thankful that, you know, your music did that for me. But yeah, no, I like that. Okay, cool. All right, well, that does it for this. Thank you so much for being on. It was an absolute pleasure to chop it up with you. And
thanks so much for having me.
To get you up so early in the morning for you to
I can't believe I did the time. I can't believe I did the times wrong. That's so funny. But anyway, it's good to be up early. I'm going to go to the gym now.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say like, I can let you go back to get rest again, but nah, got to get the
no. Yes, absolutely.
For sure. Okay, well, here's where I, roll out the red carpet, let the people know, what's going on, what has come out, and yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so The Remedy, my EP, is out now, recorded with a full live band. So proud of it. Yeah, really my favorite thing I've ever made. So enjoy it.
For sure, for sure. And where can the people find you at?
I'm sure you're going to tag me somewhere.
It will be top right.
all the
But
places,
yeah,
all the places.
done,
Yeah,
done. It'll be right here, I think,
awesome,
when I edit it. But cool. All
amazing.
right. Well, thank you so much once again, Nardean. Make sure you go check out The Remedy right now. I am Ruu, aka the Culture Black Kid, and I'll catch you next time here on Ruu's Room. We out. Peace.
Bye.